Hello everyone and welcome to another session with Learn at Knowstar. In today's session, we are going to take a look at the Datastage Interview Question, which is what are the different ways in which you can capture duplicates in Datastage. So we will go ahead and explore the different job designs that can help us to achieve this objective. But before that, we have some news to share with you. We are very happy to announce that we have partnered with LearnQuest and now we are offering IBM authorized Datastage training courses on our website. So you can just go to our website and explore the different courses that are available. I'm going to place the link below in the description. We are offering IBM authorized courses as well as Google Cloud authorized courses. We also have some Apple authorized courses. So you can explore all those courses, whichever course you are interested in. These are official IBM authorized courses. So the curriculum is the official training provided by IBM. The fees of the course is quite high, but since we have just launched these courses and we have just announced our partnership with LearnQuest, we are going to offer some discounts. So you will find the discount code as well in the description below. The discount is valid for now till 15th of November. So if you want to register in any of these courses, go ahead and use the discount coupon and you can make the most of these courses. Now, I will mention one thing here that these courses are provided in two formats. So one is the instructor led training, which is that a live instructor will be training you. You will have access to labs and study materials, all of which is IBM authorized, so official IBM material. Well, these kind of courses, which are instructor led courses, are quite expensive. There's another option that you can go for, which is the self-paced virtual learning courses or the SPVC courses. These are more economical and with the discount, they might work out to be affordable for you. The advantage for the self-paced learning courses are that you do get access to the lab environment. So if you're struggling to find the data set software to practice all these trainings that we're conducting on, then you will get access to the virtual lab, which IBM would be providing, and you would have access to the virtual lab for 30 days. So you can explore all the courses and find out which ones interest you and go ahead and use the coupon code and register for these courses. So there's a registration link. Just go ahead and register through that link. And then we will share the classes, different classes that are possible and all the other information with you. So we have these IBM data stage courses, quality stage courses. We also have the Google Cloud courses. So these are just examples of one of the courses. All the links you would find in the description below, and just explore and register for whatever course you are interested in. Now, going back to the original topic of this discussion, which is the Datastage interview question, what are the different ways to capture duplicates in Datastage? Now, we are all aware that there's a stage called the remove duplicates stage, and that can be used to remove any duplicates from your data flow. So you would basically be dropping all the duplicate records. But what if the requirement is that you want to capture those duplicate records and identify them by some means? Now, there are a couple of ways of achieving this. The first is using the sort stage. Now, there is an option in sort stage which allows you to create a key column change value. A key column change value basically works by generating key column values of 1 or 0. So the value of 1 is assigned to the first record in that set of duplicates, and all the other records which are identical to this first record are assigned a value of 0. So now if you see that the value is 1, you would know that this is the single record that I need, and all the other records with the value of 0 are duplicates of the single record that I just identified. Now, there are two ways of generating key change columns in the sort stage. One is a cluster key change column, and another one is simply a key change column. Now, the difference is, so let's say you have multiple keys in your sort stage. So you can see the key is country ID and another key is gender. Now let's say that we had previously sorted on country ID. So now I do not need to sort on country ID. I would put the sort key mode as don't sort previously sorted or don't sort previously grouped. Once I have done that, then if I create the cluster key change column and set its property as true, as we have done over here in the snapshot, then it would create a cluster key change column by the name or by the same name. And for every first record for the country ID, based on the country ID value, The first record would have the key column change value of 1. All the other records which have the same country ID would have the value of 0. The next way is to create a key change column. If we set this to true instead of setting the cluster key change column to true, then it would work on all the keys that we have, all the sorting keys that we have specified in the sort stage. So we have the key, country ID, as well as gender. So this would work on the combination of these keys. So every record with a unique value of country ID and gender would be set as the value would be set for that first record as 1. All the other remaining records which have the same value for the country ID and gender would be set as 0. Now this might look a little confusing, so we will take a look at an example. Now before that, just remember that the cluster key change column works only with the key for which you have specified the sort key mode as don't sort previously sorted or don't sort previously grouped. So that is a necessary condition for this cluster key change column to work perfectly. So this is the output that you would get by making those configurations that we just did in the previous slides. Now there are two columns at the end you can see. One is the cluster key change and the other one is the key change column. Now the cluster key change column works only on the key for which we have specified the sort key mode of don't sort previously sorted or don't sort previously grouped. And that key for us, that key column for us was country ID. So let's take a look at the values of cluster key change column. So let's go to the country ID column. This is your country ID column. You can see that the first 4 records have the country ID value of 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's all sorted on country ID. And the values range from 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now you can see the cluster key change column values. So it works only on the country ID column because that is the key on which we specified the sort key mode as don't sort previously grouped or previously sorted. And we can see that for the first record based on the country ID, the value is 1. For all the other remaining records for the same country ID, the value of cluster key change is 0. Similarly, for the next set of records for country ID 2, the first record has the value 1. All the other remaining records have the value of 0. Now let's go to the key change column and see how it has worked. So the key change column worked on a combination of country ID and gender. So you have country ID here and gender over here. So the first set is female and the country ID is 1. You can see the value is 1. The second set also, or the second record also has the same value. So it is a duplicate of the first record based on the gender and country ID key values. So that's why the value of key change column is 0. Now, as soon as the gender changes its value, it becomes unique combination once again, and now the key change value becomes 1 again. So there's 1 0 1 0 1 0 because every time there's a distinct combination of gender and country ID, the first record for that combination would take the value of 1. So this is the difference between these two key columns and how you can generate them together in the same sort stage. Now we were talking about removing the duplicates. Now once you have identified the keys on which you want to identify the duplicates, you can work with these two columns. And let's say now you want to work with the duplicate records, you have some other logic of processing, or only for the first record you want to populate some column saying that okay, this is the total value, so you want to populate it only once in only one of the records. If there's some complicated requirement like that, then you can identify by these key column values. So you can identify that any record which has the value of 1, that means I need to output my data on that record. For all the other records, I want to do some separate processing. So this is how you can use the sort stage, which is very powerful for performing all these functions. Now, the next solution just identifies that you have duplicate records in your data set. So we are just using a simple aggregator stage and we are counting the rows based on some key. And if the count comes out to be greater than 1, then obviously we have duplicates on that column. But this method would only identify that we have duplicates on that particular combination of keys. You would need to put on some more logic if you want to identify separately those duplicates or not. But this would help you identify. So when your requirement is just to identify that which key columns have duplicates, you're doing some data profiling or something like that, then you can use the aggregator stage to perform the same function. So another way of doing this can be using the transformer stage, in which you can write some stage variables and compare the key column values of the previous record with the current record's value and put some logic and identify the duplicate records. But it's easier to do it through the sort stage, so you can always go to the sort stage and implement that logic. So these are the ways in which you can capture duplicates in Datastage. I hope that you found this video useful. If you did, then please do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for many more such videos. And please do not forget to check out the courses on our portal. Thank you and goodbye.